Ended with a 16-year-old recovering from a broken bone in his face, nerve damage, and a head injury. Tkachuk says he knows why he was targeted.
They don't like me because I'm trans.
And while law enforcement works to determine a motive, both sides disagree on how the case should be investigated.
We absolutely view this as a hate crime.
What is a hate crime about? This was an armed assailant. That armed assailant is now trying to claim that if they hadn't been transsexual, that they would have been left alone to stab whoever they wanted.
We're covering the fallout from the Trump-Elon Musk rift, with Elon Musk declaring, without providing evidence, that Trump is in the Epstein files, and that's why they have not been released. And Kash Patel, who's the director of the FBI, he happened to receive this news while being interviewed by Joe Rogan.
It's going to come up because it's been going on since we've been recording here. Elon and Trump seem to be in a bit of a spat. Joe, you want to check the tweet that Elon just put out a little bit ago?
Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day. Jesus Christ.
I'm not participating in any of that conversation.
Yeah, no. Have a nice day.
And they're like, oh, there's nothing and whatever. It still looks like a lie, but it's like you can tell they've been coached. And they have been. And why would they? What are they protecting?
Well, let's watch more of Kash Patel and Joe Rogan's reaction to Elon Musk's allegation. And I really stress it's an allegation because, again, I don't trust Elon Musk here as an impartial source.
Take his phone away.
They're going back and forth about different things. And
yeah. Listen,
well, he said he was disappointed in Elon.
Yeah, they told him to leave.
Jesus Christ, that's a crazy thing to say. How does he know?
Yeah.
Does he know that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files? I mean, does he have access to the Epstein files?
I don't know how he would, but I'm just staying out of the Trump Elon thing. That's way outside my lane.
What the fuck are they doing?
Outside your lane? Outside your lane. Joe was right not to tell me he was having him on because I would have text bombed him with shit. I want to ask this.
Well, listen, see, I know of Kash Patel because I've interviewed him, including on this show, on the Jimmy Dore show, about Russiagate, where he did incredible work. He exposed, more than anybody else, serious FBI abuses. And so, I take what he says seriously. And let's hear more. You're not going to like what Kash Patel says next when he's talking about Jeffrey Epstein. So just hold your horses.
I just want justice for Jeffrey. Was he murdered?
Let's hear more from Kash Patel on Jeffrey Epstein.
Again, we're going to give you everything we can, and people have to remember, we're not going to re-victimize women. We're not going to put that shit back out there. It's not happening, because then he wins. Not doing it. You want to hate me for it? Fine. Again, logical play out. If there was a video of some guy or gal committing felonies on an island, and I'm in charge, don't you think you'd see it?
No, I don't.
If you have access to it.
If I have it. Period. Right. If I have it.
No, I don't think that. No, I think you will turn tail that's why you're in that institution. At the end of the day, he's a punk, an order. Eric Snowden's the only hero that ever worked at, or Bill Binney.
Eric Snowden, yeah.
You and Max, Max, because didn't Max go to Israel as a Zionist and get so horrified that, and your dad said that when he got interviewed?
I mean, yeah, not quite, but anyway, yeah.
I believe you if you said that to me, Aaron. I would believe you, because to go against, I dated an Israeli bro for 10 years, and to go against the narrative or the official narrative, I already know what that's like, and you would do it. You guys take those slings and arrows, right? Sure. And you don't have more respectability than Alex Jones, even though you do real hard-nosed journalism, because that's how corrupt it is. This dude, he's an oath-taking loser. And at the end of the day, they're going to go, well, national security says we got to hide this. I've just seen this pattern over and over again at every level. Haven't you?
Well, listen, I'll admit to be biased here. I really admired what Kash Patel did with Russiagate. He took a lot of hits for that. And he exposed some serious abuses. And in my interactions with him, I found him to be, I'm just being honest with you.
That's why this is obvious lies. Because
okay, well, let's
tell the truth.
Let's get through this clip.
So
Where else would it be?
Right. If you have it.
Right.
But you can't say that you have it.
No, we're giving you everything we have.
So far.
Everything we have so far is.
Have you guys gone over all the video that's available?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. That's what takes so much damn time.
Right.
And
is there video from the island?
Not of what you want. The people out there have filled the void with can't wait to see X, Y, or Z.
Right, speculation.
And I'm like, here's the other thing I've been asking for, right? Openly. If you have information on this, call us.
Oh,
Tell
my
us.
God.
The best resource we have is the American people in the world.
Shut the. Oh, my.
You're not buying it.
Are you buying it? You're buying it. No, you're not. You're not buying it. Shut up.
Listen, I've never actually looked into the Epstein issue at all. I focused on other things. So I don't have a dog in this fight.
It's integral. It is absolutely integral to what Israel's doing right now. Why is there two parties that fully support Israel no matter what? And that's all we got.
You think it's because of Jeffrey Epstein has blackmailed everybody?
Well, not just him, but he's a node of it. But what do you think? That it's not a blackmail operation for Intel?
Well, I'm not ruling out.
Was in charge.
I'm not. No. I'm not ruling out I certainly think that Israel engages in blackmail. That's pretty obvious, and not just in the U.S., but in other world bodies like the International Criminal Court as well. But I also think it's just geopolitics. I think Israel is a proxy of the U.S. and serves a function there. So I don't think it's all
proxy. The UK, well, England back in the day, they outsourced their colonialism that they wanted to do the Arabs to Israel to do. It worked. It was a beautiful. Richard Grove, Grand Theft World podcast guy he's the one that sent me Tragedy and Hope by Carol Quigley, which lays out what's going on. It's a dry academic book from a Georgetown professor. You heard of it?
No.
Oh, well, the story is really quite something. Bill Clinton's mentor at Georgetown was a very respected polymath that was given cosmic level clearance. Doesn't mean anything with aliens. That's the level of clearance. To go through the archives. You know, Douglas Murray, you haven't been to the archives?
Yes.
He got to do that for the New World Order. Do you know who started it? It wasn't Illuminati. It was Cecil Rhodes. World War I, this book is all about it. The dude that wrote the book is 100% on board. So they ended up breaking the plates and doing all this chicanery. They told nobody wanted the book, but people were buying it. It was selling out. It's John Taylor Gatto who wrote Against School. You must have heard of him back in 2011. He has a whole thing about it. Okay, well, it'll fill in a lot of holes for you. There's nothing, and it's nothing UFO. It's almost unreadable. By the way, I haven't read it. I read 2 other books about the book. I have the book. This guy writes like you'd have to be an academic to be able to sit through it, and only a few people have.
Okay, listen, I got it, Kurt. Listen, we're going to leave it there. I'll just say, Elon Musk making this explosive allegation that Trump is in the Epstein files, and that's why it hasn't been released. This certainly ensures that this issue is not going away. So
good. Thank you, Elon.
So we can both agree that if there's information to find out, we're probably going to find out about it, because unless Elon Musk is going to back off from that allegation, he'll have to find a way to back it up. So we'll see.
You could get killed. That's killer stuff. Does everybody think this is just like a lover spat? It's not. This is a big deal. He did this. Don't kid yourself. You think of the persecution Gray Zone's got from just minor telling the truth. That's like the amount of craziness coming at you. Okay, and then watch what with Alex Jones now, because it's crazy what they did to him. He had to pick a team to be on, right? And now he's got to deal with this. It's wild, dude. I'm glad that Elon said that. I really am.
All right, over to Misha.
All right, everyone. Hey, some of you may be wondering why Jimmy is not in the host seat today. The next couple weeks, I think you already knew he wouldn't be here because he'll be in Europe. But, he had a bottom surgery, and he's recovering from that. No, he said he wasn't feeling well on Wednesday, and he no kidding, he really wasn't feeling well. He woke up early Thursday morning in excruciating pain. Went to the hospital, had a kidney stone. Is it a kidney stone? Yes, kidney stone removed. Is that right? So very painful stuff. He's recovering today, but he is still going to make it to Europe. Of course, Jimmy is such a hard worker. You can't stop him. All right, here we go. Let's get some chat. So thank you, Aaron. Thank Aaron, everyone, for being able to fill in last minute. Brad Gilbert, we got you. Justin Kyle. Hey, thanks for the big donation, Justin Kyle. You guys keep my faith in humanity alive. Thank you to everyone at JDL. Keg, you paid to distract people with gossip, not solutions. Thank you, Keg. Z Robo, I'm ashamed to think things would have changed. I'm ashamed to think things would change again and again. Big fan of you all here. Love to chat sometime. Thank you, Z Robo. Oh, it just hopped on me. Here we go. J Rager. I think Kerp could be a good influence on Aaron's style of investigation. Sober, careful audit meets a neural net level understanding of how power works. Thank you for that one, Jay Rager.
Me and Kirk could be the new Woodward and Bernstein.
Oh, there you go.
We can't hear you, Kirk. We can't hear you.
Oh, you know what? I keep muting myself to not shout over things.
Because you're so angry. Yeah.
Woodward's a naval intel guy. His first story as a reporter is Deep Throat. But it's fake. Jackson Pollock, the modern artist, that was a CIA thing. That's well known now.
Fair enough. You're right. I don't want to be like those guys. You're right. We can be another dude.
Fake. It's all fake. Not my house. This is my nice house.
We'll be the kind of journalistic duo that ends up, committing suicide, quote unquote.
I will betray you to a splinter cell of the interagency. I'm telling you how it will
go. All right. Okay, let's we can move on to our next segment. Thank you, Misha. And thanks and we're wishing Jimmy a speedy recovery.
I texted him just before. I go, give it to me straight. Is your wiener okay? And I did use the word wiener.
Yeah.
Medically. And he said he's like tampon Tim now because he has this string. That's the most brutal thing, dude. Have a sudden kidney stone.
You
ever have that?
No, I've never had it. No.
Oh, no. Hopefully it's big so they can use the sonic thing to break it up so that the pain's less. But drink water, everyone.
Well, glad Jimmy's okay, and wishing. On behalf of everyone, all his fans, everyone watching, we're all wishing him a speedy recovery. And looking forward to him being back as soon as he can. And again, if you're in the UK, go to jimmydore.com for tickets. He's coming your way very, very soon. Just next week. Okay. Kash Patel, who Kurt Metzger is a huge fan of, is the director of the FBI. And one of the...
I liked him. It actually
you did like him.
Bongino, I never trusted. I didn't trust him, but I was like, oh, this guy seems like he wants to do something.
Well, Kash Patel is the director of the FBI after being responsible for helping to expose the FBI's abuses in Russiagate. He helped uncover the fact that the FBI was relying on the Clinton-funded Steele dossier and lying about it, among many other surveillance abuses during Russiagate. So now Kash Patel is at the head of the FBI. And as the head of the FBI, he's still learning about all the deception that his predecessors at the FBI were carrying out to frame Trump as a Russian asset. And he discussed this on Joe Rogan.
In 90 seconds. Okay. Could you imagine a time in the United States of America in the 21st century where a political party would go overseas and acquire fake foreign intelligence from a foreign intelligence officer funded by donations to that political party in the United States of America, then take that material, package it, walk it to the FBI, literally, and say, hey, we need you to surveil the opponent of our political party who happens to be running for the president of the United States.
This is true. He's talking about the fact that the FBI, in July 2016, sent an agent over to meet with Christopher Steele, a former British spy, who gave the FBI the fake Steele dossier. And the person, by the way, who authorized the FBI to go and meet with Christopher Steele was Victoria Nuland, who was an architect of the Maidan coup in Ukraine. Of course.
Oh, Noodleman, yeah.
The FBI then took that fake dossier and used it to get surveillance warrants on Carter Page, who was a Trump campaign volunteer. And that allowed them to basically surveil everybody else on the campaign. And soon they opened up new investigations of other Trump campaign members, including Michael Flynn.
It was crazy. And by the way, I can imagine that. To answer his question, can you imagine? Yeah, no, that's like not even the top 10 of the worst things the FBI has done.
Well, let's hear more about what the FBI did from Cash Patel.
Then convinced the FBI to go into a secret federal FISA court that I used to use to manhunt terrorists and say, hey, I need you to wiretap essentially all the comms in and around Trump camp because of the material we gave you, and then have that FBI lie to the federal court and the judge in that warrant application, which is a felony, and intentionally remove information of innocence from that application just to get it above the threshold so the judge would sign it. That's Russiagate. That's what they did. And you remember the years and years of reporting surrounding Russiagate. The FBI would never lie. They would never do that. The leadership there is above reproach. James Comey, Andy McCabe, Peter Strzok. The list goes on. We caught him red-handed. We caught him. You've seen the text messages. You've seen the documentation. You've seen the reports. But when I did that, when I exposed that initially as a staffer on the Hill, Adam Schiff comes out and has his cronies leak to the world that I am acting as a genocidal dictator. There was actually an article that called me
genocidal.
Hang on, it gets better.
Dictator.
Yeah, no, it gets better.
How do you get to be a dictator?
I don't know. Genocidal one, let alone, right? Like, you know, it's a twofer.
His words don't even mean anything anymore.
No, he literally. There's an article out there that they called me Torquemada, the guy from the Spanish Inquisition.
Jesus Christ!
And I was a staffer, so the rule was you can ding elected representatives all you want in the media. You don't touch staffers. They didn't care because they knew what I had unearthed was the biggest political criminal scheme ever perpetrated by portions of the FBI leadership.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
Kurt, I think it was. They framed a presidential candidate in his campaign as Russian assets. And they didn't just do that while he was running for office. After he took office, they continued it, in fact, expanded it, and used it to undermine his presidency. And use it to undermine his presidency.
Yeah, it's bad.
Big scandal. It's a pretty big scandal.
They didn't cover up, helping to kill the president, such as the JFK thing, and later the RFK thing. They didn't say, hey, there's no such thing as the Italian mafia. That was the Illuminati of its time. Because J. Edgar Hoover goes, no, it doesn't exist, because they had pictures of him blowing a guy. So, no, it's not. Cash said he wanted to make a museum of all their worst things, remember? I don't know if it was a day one museum.
All right, so you think, okay. All right,
I think he's a punk like anyone that's like an institutionalist, like the great Brian Williams of NBC goes, I'm an institutionalist. And COVID's a good example. All these people, they're like cows at the end of the day. They don't go, oh, clearly this is crap. I've been lied to at every level. No, that's not up to a rack level lie. I mean, it's horrible. You see how he's in his little world where he's like, this is the worst thing that ever happened. Well, what about what happened with Israel, Cash? Now,
well, certainly, yeah. Okay, well, yeah. On that front, I agree with you. These people will never stand up to Israel, and in fact, they actually do to critics of Israel what was done to them. They were framed as Russian agents. Yeah. And what they'll do to critics of Israel is they'll take away their free speech rights and then falsely claim that they're agents of Hamas or some other.
If you do that, it's a turd in the pool.
Okay, well, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. But to me, it doesn't take away from the fact that Cash Patel did help expose this scandal. And to me, it is significant. He's now running the FBI, the same institution that was used to frame Trump and his campaign as Russian agents. And Cash Patel, as head of the FBI, just made this discovery, which he also talked about with Joe Rogan.
Me, as the director of the FBI, the former Russiagate guy, when I first got to the Bureau, found a room that Comey and others hid from the world in the Hoover building.
Arrest him.
Full of documents and computers.
Oh, arrest him. Where's the arrest, Cash?
Well,
all talk.
He's going to address that, I think.
Hard drives that no one had ever seen or heard of. Locked the key and hid access and just said, no one's ever going to find this place.
What?
Yeah. So my guys are going through that right now.
What's in there?
A lot of stuff.
Like what?
I mean, that's the thing. People are like, well, okay, go arrest him. And I'm like, okay, well, how about you let me run a methodical investigation while I give over information? One of the things we gave over.
He just answered you, Craig. He says he's running the investigation.
Oh, yeah. The Trump shooter acted alone. Here's some of his investigating. Trump shooter acted alone. If you think
you think he's covering that up too?
They did cover it up. Bongino and him said the same fucking thing. You didn't see it?
Right. Okay.
Wait.
No.
Janet Comey prosecuted Ghislaine Maxwell. Look how suspicious he is of the Comey family. He don't think something might be up if he hasn't seen a tape from the thing that his daughter. This is all bullshit.
Let's finish out this clip.
Over before this, the room deal was, I don't know if you remember who Nellie Orr is. It doesn't really matter. Nellie Orr's husband, Bruce Orr, was like the number 4 at the Department of Justice, and he was the one who introduced the world of Christopher Steele, the guy that started Russiagate. Well, the entire time her husband was doing that at DOJ, Nellie Orr, was working on an outside contract to dig up dirt on Donald Trump. So she goes to the Hill and testifies as a result of our investigation, right, under oath. She said, I never worked, and I'm paraphrasing, I never worked with my husband on any of that. I would never do that. Well, what did Grassley put out?
So what he's explaining here is that Nellie Orr worked with Fusion GPS, the same firm hired by the Clinton campaign to frame Trump as a Russian agent by putting out the Steele dossier, while her husband, Bruce Orr, was a top official at the DOJ during this time, and she was passing fake collusion claims to her husband, Bruce Orr, and was lying about it. And that was one of the things that was concealed by the FBI in that hidden room that Kash Patel is talking about.
Okay.
Yesterday?
Wait. You can say that?
Let's finish the clip. Let's finish the clip.
The Nellie Orr documentation that the FBI hid to the world, that we gave them, where Nellie Orr is caught red-handed providing information to her husband, thumb drives related to Trump-Russia collusion, directly proving that Nellie Orr lied to Congress. Felony. Can't prosecute her. Statute of limitations is gone. That's just one example.
Wow. What a dirty business.
I have a question. Hey, okay, fair enough, Cash. It's a great explanation so far. I'm wrong. You remember James O'Keefe? He got his door kicked in because the diary of Ashley Biden, which was 100% real. And if you looked into it, it's crazy. It's not inappropriate. He showered with his daughter till she's 15. That's just inappropriate to you. They kicked his door in. They finally sent him the warrant. Did you see that? O'Keefe got the transparent Kash Patel FBI sent him the warrant that they kicked his door in when he was trying to comply.
Okay, listen.
All redacted.
Okay,
all redacted.
Okay. I don't know any of these rabbit holes you're going down, so I can't. What I know
this
is that
the news that's on now.
Okay, I'm fine. What I do know is that there's still been no accountability, really, for what I think is a major scandal: the FBI being weaponized to frame Trump and his campaign as Russian agents. And what we've just had here is a new revelation in that, which is that the new director of the FBI is claiming that evidence was concealed by the FBI in a secret room that he discovered. I think that's pretty significant. I'm looking forward to finding out. I'm looking forward to finding out more. Over to Misha.
You won't.
All right. Here we go. Oh, let's see. Brad Gilbert, Russiagate faked to prop up counter psyops on the right. It's political theater. It's WWE kayfabe. Trump is stone cold Steve Austin making money for Vince. Let's see here. Oh, how does it keep hopping around on me? Where'd we go? Here we go, everybody. So thank you for that one, Brad Gilbert. About the island, thank you for this generous donation about the island. Much of what Kirk is talking about is the Whitey Webb is in Whitey Webb's books, One Nation Under Blackmail. Each chapter has hundreds of sources.
Whitney Webb.
For that about the island.
Whitney Webb,
yes,
not Whitey Webb.
Yes. Jimmy says Whitey Webb.
Oh, he said Whitey Webb. Okay, I'm sorry.
No. It's okay. You're right to correct
does
the name.
Does Whitey Webb know that we call her Whitey Webb? Is she aware of that? Okay,
yes,
she's on board.
Yes.
Okay, I apologize.
No.
Like
who
that.
knows? If I was actually saying Whitey Webb without Jimmy having nicknamed her that, you were right to do that. Are you ready, Aaron?